Hello guys, this is Javin coming at you in our business law class. I'm going to do a lecture. Part of the mess in the background, we're going to be covering white collar crimes, corporate criminal liability, whistleblower protections, and digital law. Let's switch over. All right, we got white collar crime here. It's similar to corporate criminal liability. And it includes fraud, bribery, insider trading, money laundering, and tax evasion. The two are closely related in that the former is often used to punish the latter. Corporate criminal liability refers to the concept that corporations and other business entities can be held legally responsible for crimes committed by their employees or representatives. There's also collective intent. So they have to determine whether the employee did it single-handedly or if they did it collectively. So there's some famous white collar crimes we have right here. We got the Charles Ponzi scheme. Ponzi realized that he could exchange more of these for stamps that he could then sell for a profit. While this turned out to be a very lucrative endeavor, Ponzi sought to increase his advantage even further by taking on investors. With the promise of outrageous annual returns of 50 to 100%, he convinced many to trust him with their money rather than actually invest. However, Ponzi actually pocketed the cash and paid only returns to give the illusion of growth. So that's how that Ponzi scheme came about. Then we got Bernie Madoff here. Around half a century after Charles Ponzi was arrested, Bernie Madoff is considered to have pulled off the largest Ponzi scheme in U.S. history. Madoff began his career working odd jobs, using $5,000 he earned as a lifeguard installing sprinkler systems, along with a $50,000 loan from his in-laws. Madoff launched his investment company in 1960. By the time he was arrested, December 11th, he had stolen $20 billion in principal funds and falsified $65 billion in account statements. That is complete whack. In the end, Madoff pleaded guilty to securities fraud, investment advisor fraud, mail fraud, wire fraud, 3 counts of money laundering, false statements, perjury, false filings with the SEC, and theft from an employee benefit plan. 150 years in federal prison. Victims of this scheme are still attempting to recover major losses. Enron, the company that I covered, too good to be true, falsifying financial records, hiding debt, and inflating profit to keep stock prices high. To pull off this scheme, Enron would immediately claim projected profits even though they hadn't actually earned their money. By the end of 2000, the corporation had losses of $591 million and debt of $690 million. They cost shareholders $74 billion in the 4 years leading up to the bankruptcy. At the time, Enron's collapse was the biggest corporate bankruptcy to hit the financial market. Alrighty. So now we go over to whistleblower protections. So if you're an employee, report a wrongdoing, you're safe. The government provides protections from facing backlash such as harassment, firing, demotion, or blacklisting. So right here on the Department of Labor, they have what is retaliation. Fires an employee or takes any other type of adverse action against an employee for engaging in protected activity. You are protected from retaliation for reporting issues related to all of these. But you got fraud, financial issues, which pertains to this discussion. Transportation services, that applies to me, being a CDLA license holder, trucker. And you can see all of the occupational health and OSHA regulations, MSHA. You know, I used to work 2 jobs at once, and I used to think of the child coal miners back in the early 1900s before they got rid of all that, especially with the black line. Really pushed me through. Then we have digital law here. Cybercrime is colossal in today's age of technology. And I do not have the source pulled up. Let me get that real quick for y'all. Abide by applicable laws and regulations towards data security and privacy. So you have to protect your customers' data when they submit it to you. So we have to inform consequence of the risks to which users are exposed when they browse the internet, as well as the risks they may by doing so. Internet users need to be aware of their rights and obligations when surfing the internet. Chapter 2 of the LSSI includes the obligation for those who launch a website or online portal to duly inform their potential recipients about these aspects. So it's highly important if you're launching a business with today's e-commerce that you have a just information probably at the bottom, you know, where they do like 10-point font where you can't read it. They just throw all that in there. Rights of the digital era, even though some that were not previously regulated, such as the right to security. So let me see. Yeah, and that's going to cover today's discussion board. Also have the conclusion here. Huge landscape to navigate with white-collar crime, whistleblower protections, and digital law. The biggest thing I would recommend is legal insurance is vital if unknowledgeable. But in today's age of technology and everything, there's so much to cover, and there's new CLE classes for all the lawyers and everything to stay up to date on that it is vital you have this legal insurance. Alrighty, thank you guys for watching and being a part of this discussion board. Thank you.